Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about lightning arresters, surge observers, insulation coordination and basic impulse insulation level. First of all, what is a lightning arrestor or surge diverter? A lightning arrestor is a protective device which conducts the high voltage surge to the ground. So when you see the diagram, this is the power conductor and this is the earth. So the lightning arrestor or surge diverter is connected between power conductor to ground. So the lightning arrestor is the combination of spark gap and nonlinear resistor. Figure shows the basic form of surge diverter. It consists of spark gap in series with a nonlinear resistor. So when it comes to operation, so the operation is in two ways. One is under normal operating condition and abnormal condition. So under normal operating condition, the normal voltage flows through the power conductor. At this time, the spark gap does not allow any voltage or current. And at the same time, the nonlinear resistance offers very high resistance to the current or voltage. So under normal operating condition, no current or voltage flows from conductor to ground. So remember, at this time or under normal operating condition, the lightning arrestor is in offline condition. Under abnormal condition means faulty condition. Under faulty condition, the high voltage surge passes through the conductor, and this high voltage surge when enter into the expensive equipment like transformer or generator, it hits the transformers or generators winding and it damages the costly equipment. To protect these expensive equipment from these high voltage surges, we must connect lightning arrestor or surge diverter just before the equipment, just before the expensive equipment. And coming to abnormal condition. So in abnormal condition, when abnormal current or voltage or when voltage surge passes through the conductor, so at this time the spark gap, so in between the two spheres, so this is the gap filled with air. So in this condition, the air breaks down and acts as a conductor, acts as a conducting path, and nonlinear resistor offers very low resistance for high voltages and high current. So the property of nonlinear resistor is it offers high voltage or high current. It offers high resistance to the low voltages and low resistance for high voltages. So under abnormal condition, the spark gap breakdown, it acts as a conductor, and nonlinear resistance offer very low resistance. So under abnormal condition, the voltage surge passes from conductor to ground. And what are the different types of lightning arresters? So the lightning arresters are: number one, a rod gap lightning arrestor, horn gap lightning arrestor, expulsion type lightning arrestor, valve type lightning arrestor, metal oxide type lightning arrestor. So these are the different types of lightning arresters which we used in power system. So rod gap and horn gap are used in LT sections. Expulsion, valve type and metal oxide are used in HT side, especially in substations, in major substations and power stations. The commonly used lightning arresters are valve type lightning arrestor and metal oxide lightning arrestor. So in this session, we will discuss or we will focus only the important valve type and metal oxide lightning arresters. So coming to valve type arrestor. So this is the basic diagram for valve type lightning arrestor. So in this valve type lightning arrestor, so you see the spark gaps, number of spark gaps connecting in series and set of non-linear resistance. So this lightning arrestor, this valve type lightning arrestor is connected between line to ground. Okay, so this is basic diagram for valve type lightning arrestor. Coming to practical valve type lightning arrestor, it shows the cross-sectional view of valve type lightning arrestor. So this is the current terminal, means the conductor is connected. The one end or the top end is connected to the conductor and bottom end is connected to the earth. So when you see here, these are the spark gaps. These are the spark gaps, and this is the non-linear resistance. The spark gaps and non-linear resistance both are connected in series. Okay, when under normal operating condition, the spark gaps does not allow any current or voltage to the ground, and at the same time non-linear resistors allow high resistance to the normal voltages or normal currents. Under abnormal conditions, what happens? Under abnormal conditions or voltage surge conditions, the voltage surge passes through the lightning arrestor. When it passes through the lightning arrestor, so the high voltage surge pass through the lightning arrestor and the spark gaps break down. So this the high voltage break downs the spark gap and it acts as, now spark gap acts as a conductor. And at the same time, non-linear resistors offer very low resistance, approximately it acts as a conductor. So the voltage surge easily diverts from conductor to ground. Coming to advantages. So they provide very effective protection against surges. They operate very rapidly, taking less than a second. So it diverts the surge within a second or within less than a second time. The impulse ratio is always unity. Practically, the impulse ratio is unity. And coming to applications. So where the valve type lightning arresters are used? The valve type lightning arresters are again two types. One is station type lightning arrestor. Another one is line type lightning arrestor. The valve type, the station type lightning arrestor or arresters are used up to 220 kV and higher. So if the voltage ratings are 220 kV up to 220 kV and higher, so the station types are used more ratings, and the line type are used up to 66 kV. So practically in substations and power stations in 33 kV side and 66 kV side, line type arresters are used. In 132 kV, 220 kV, 400 kV and more than 400 kV. So in all these voltage ratings, so the station type lightning arresters are used. Next, One more important lightning arrestor or surge diverter is zinc oxide arrestor or metal oxide arrestor or gapless arrestor. So metal oxide arrestor is recently developed ideal surge arrestor. It is constructed by a series connection of zinc oxide elements using a highly nonlinear resistance. Why this type of arrestor is called gapless arrestor? So in this, uh, when you see the diagram here, no spark gaps. So only, so you see the zinc oxide element discs. These are all zinc oxide element discs. This is the top top conductor. So here we connect the conductor, and so this is the ground terminal. Here we connect the ground. So the lightning arrestor or this zinc oxide lightning arrestor is connected between conductor to ground. So this is the top conductor, top link, and this is the bottom link. Due to the non-linear characteristics of zinc oxide elements, it is possible to construct surge arresters without series connected spark gaps. So that's why it is called gapless arrestor. Under normal operating conditions, the normal power frequency voltage offers high resistance. Under normal operating condition, it acts as a perfect insulator. It acts as a perfect insulator. It does not allow current from conductor to ground. Under abnormal condition or voltage surge conditions, under abnormal condition or fault conditions, the the voltage surge passes through the arrestor. Why? Because under high voltages, the non-linear, the zinc oxide element acts as a conductor, pure conductor. It acts as a pure conductor. Why? Because under high voltage conditions or high current conditions, it offers very low resistance. So the construction and working of zinc oxide gapless arrestor resembles to that of a valve type arrestor. So the entire operation and construction is just like a valve type arrestor, except the spark gaps. So in this arrestor, the spark gaps are absent, and the nonlinear resistors are made with zinc oxide elements. Zinc oxide is a strong nonlinear element. So that's why with the help of zinc oxide elements, the arrestor offers very low resistance for high voltage surges and very high resistance for low or normal voltages. So that's why it acts as a conductor at the time of voltage surges or faulty conditions, and it acts as a insulator, perfect insulator under normal operating conditions. So now we're going to discuss the difference between lightning arrestor and lightning conductor. So both purpose is same. In both cases, the surges diverts to ground, but applications are different. So coming to lightning arrestor. Lightning arrestor is a protective device for limiting surge voltage nearer an equipment by discharging or bypassing surge current. Lightning conductor, coming to lightning conductor or lightning rod. Lightning conductor is also called lightning rod, is a shielding device and it is used for protecting buildings. So the lightning arrestor is used for protecting transmission system or transmission lines or substations, and the lightning conductor is used to protect pro, to protect high to protect structures and buildings or storage tanks. So these it is located very close to the equipment to be protected. Lightning arresters are connected nearer to the expensive equipment, and the lightning conductor or lightning rod is located at a point above the structure, above the building, or above the structure. Coming to lightning arrester, these are used for equipment protection such as transformers, circuit breakers, transmission lines, etc. And these are used for structure protection such as buildings, storage tanks, for petroleum products, warehouse, for explosives, etc. Coming to lightning arrester, it consists of different parts. So lightning arrester consists of different parts. Topmost part, I mean, topmost conductor and earth point, conducting point, earth point. In between these two, uh, spark gaps and non-linear resistance, the series combination of spark gap and non-linear resistance. But coming to a lightning conductor, it is a single rod. It is only a single rod made up of good conducting material like copper. And coming to lightning arresters, these arresters prevent damages against indirect lightning strokes. This point is very, very important. These arresters prevent damages against indirect lightning strokes. So the electrically induced charges. So electrical charges are induced in the conductor directly. So the arrestor diverts these charges to the ground. And coming to lightning conductor, these conductors prevents damage against direct lightning strokes such as lightning discharge from cloud to the object. So it diverts direct lightning strokes. So the lightning conductor or lightning rod protects from direct lightning. Surge arresters protect from indirect lightning. Okay, so these are the differences between lightning arrestor and lightning conductor. Impulse ratio. So the impulse ratio is the ratio of breakdown voltage due to impulse to the breakdown voltage at power frequency. The impulse ratio of a spark gap, the impulse ratio of a spear gap, so not spark gap, spear gap is unity, or whereas impulse ratio for a needle gap, it varies 1.5 to 2.3. Coming to insulation coordination. Insulation coordination is the correlation of the insulation of electrical equipment and lines with the characteristics of protective devices. Actually, the insulation coordination is the matching of old time flashover and breakdown characteristics of equipment and protective devices. So insulation coordination means the insulation strength of various equipment like transformers, circuit breakers, etc. should be higher than that of lightning arresters and other surge protective devices. The insulation coordination is thus the matching of old time flashover and breakdown characteristics of equipment and protective devices. The correlation. So when you observe the first paragraph, insulation coordination is the correlation of the insulation of electrical equipment and protective device. So the correlation between electrical equipment and protective device. Okay, so when we observe this old time characteristic diagram, the old time curves of equipment to be protected and the protective device are shown in figure. Curve A is the old time curve of the protective device. This is the old time curve of protective device. ఇది protective device సంబంధించిన curve. And this is the curve B is the old time curve of the equipment to be protected. So this is the old time curve for equipment. This is the old time curve for protective device. From curves A and B, it is clear any insulation having a voltage withstanding strength in excess of insulation strength of curve B will be protected by the protective device of curve A. A basic impulse insulation level, simply we call BIL. The insulation strength of equipment like transformer, circuit breakers, etc. should be higher than that of lightning arresters and other such protective devices. In order to protect the equipment of the power system from over voltages, it is necessary to fix an insulation level for the system to see that any insulation in the system does not break down or flash over. Several methods of providing coordination between insulation levels in the station and the line. The best method is establish a define a definite common level. So that the best method is to establish a definite common level for all insulation in the station and bringing all insulation to or above this level. So the definition for BIL, a basic impulse insulation level, is the common insulation level for all the insulation in the station is known as basic impulse insulation level. So we fix the common insulation level for all the insulation in the station is known as basic impulse insulation level. And coming to two important definitions, Kleidnograph is an instrument for the measurement of surge voltage on transmission line caused by lightning. So the Kleidnograph is an instrument which is used to measure the surge voltage. To measure the surge voltage. If you want to measure the surge voltage caused by lightning, so we will use a Kleidnograph. And if you want to measure the surge current, so we are using magnetic link. Magnetic link is used to measure the surge current. Okay, ma. Bye.